Are we live? Well, we've been live. Okay, great. Guys, welcome back to Volumen. Welcome back to Volume. Today I'm joined by a duo real estate agent, meaning she has her license in New Jersey and Florida. She's a Miami realtor, and she was nominated for the state of Florida director, the state of Florida director, real estate director.
Yep, 2023 state director.
2023. That's round of applause there.
Yay. Thank you, guys.
Welcome.
Thank you.
That's your camera, by the way. So if you need to plug anything else in, just so Kelsi, everybody. So let's just dive right into it.
Okay.
You sell homes. Well, actually, you just got your commercial license, right?
So I was a residential agent here in New Jersey for about 6 years. Mm-hmm. Jumped into the Miami market when we moved full time. We were going back and forth for a couple years and then decided to make the full-on commitment, and it was the best thing we could have ever done. I did residential there for about 9 months until I realized that my forte was definitely not residential and more so commercial. It's been the best and most interesting and exciting experience that I could have ever imagined. But it is definitely night and day different from being a residential agent up here in New Jersey. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Just the residential versus commercial.
Right.
That was already navigating, finding your way. And then, diving headfirst into a market that I had really never had much knowledge about prior to living there. And then diving into the commercial market space there. So that was an interesting ride.
Yeah. Why the move to Florida though? Right. So if you were doing it here for 6 years, was it something that was in the back of your mind, or was it like just something, spontaneous that like happened?
Or was it the cold?
That definitely plays a huge role in it. No, I mean, my husband and I have lived in a bunch of different places. Born and raised in Jersey. We lived in LA after we got married for a while. We opened up a second shop over there. We lived there for a few months. It was exciting. LA was not for us. I love the real estate market over there. It's getting interesting, especially now. But we came back to New Jersey, had friends that lived in Miami. We were going there from 2017 to 2019. And
wow, 2 years of back and forth?
2 years of back and forth. At the time,
we had fun.
It was fun. We had 2 kids that were under 4 at the time.
Ooh, real fun.
So we were going back and forth, more back there than coming back here. And we're just like, came back, COVID hit, got stuck here. And then, as soon as we were able to, we're like, why are we here? We're like, we got to go. We don't want to be here. We want to be there. I was doing residential real estate mostly for just my own fun. I would find my friends' houses before I was licensed, and they were like, how'd you find this house?
Yeah. Were you just always looking online for houses?
Always, like design, building, just homes in general was just like always a passion of mine. And then my husband's like, you should be getting paid to find our friends' houses.
To be looking all this up.
Yeah, so got my license. And then fast forward to moving to Miami, I was like, I know nobody here except for my 2 friends that had already had their own place there. So had to kind of figure it out on my own. Before I left to go to Florida full time, I was working for the most amazing residential team up here, the Black Star New Jersey team. And
that sounds like a cool name.
Yeah.
Black Star New Jersey.
Yeah, they have.
If I become a realtor, I want to join you guys.
I'm sure they would gladly have you. They are... Alex is and Jess, they're just amazing people. They kind of taught me the ropes in terms of, the basics of what you really need to know before diving in. So I already had that, basic knowledge of how to kind of navigate and stay in your own lane. When I went down to Miami, I joined another team, residential sales, and learned the ropes immediately, just taught myself the markets in every market, basically all the way up to Palm Beach, all the way down to Key Biscayne. I had no clients, I knew nobody. And then I was able to commit to $13 million worth of sales, which in hindsight doesn't sound like a whole lot for Miami because you get these crazy listings. But for your first 9 months in real estate, I thought it was pretty exciting.
No, that's exciting numbers. I mean, even in New Jersey, like you have people who've been doing this for, couple of years or whatever.
Totally.
And getting to like a 10 million mark is like a benchmark, and then getting to like 25 and 50 and doing 13. And, I mean, we've shot some of your listings too, and they were hefty millions of dollars too,
They're exciting. Yeah.
Which is fun. What okay, so the switch then really from residential to commercial, why did that happen, you know?
So, I'll tell you, I was doing residential. I loved some of the places that I got to see, but it was mostly the people that I got to meet. So I was super involved in different groups and just constant networking. And I think that was the most important thing because I'll never say no to a meeting.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Right.
And, you know, just in who I met and who I spoke to and the networking and everything else, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do more.
Yeah.
And you can only do so much. There's some incredible agents down there that really have been involved in the market for 10 plus years, 15 plus years, 20 plus years. They have that niche market on lock. I always knew that I loved commercial real estate, and just in networking with different people, I kind of made my way into that area and never looked back.
Wow.
Yeah. So
But like, I guess I don't know if this is a dumb question, but like, if once you're a commercial, I mean, you could technically do both, right? Or
yeah, you
or is
definitely could.
It's not like you get chained into just boxed into one, or
No, not at all. So when I first went down to Florida, I was with Coldwell Banker, and just throughout the people that I was meeting and everything else, I knew that I wanted that like more ultra high-end luxury brand behind me to kind of boost my career. And it's kind of some people think that you need it. Some people don't think that you need it, but in the direction that I was going and the people that I was dealing with, I really did need it. The name of who stands behind you, unless you're a big conglomerate team already, like the team I worked for here in New Jersey, it makes a huge difference in going into a meeting and talking to a potential seller and saying, oh, I work for such and such company, or I work for Sotheby's.
right? It backs you up.
It backs you up massively because they expect that next level of
They know that
quality
you
service.
come with the company, so
Right.
they're like, okay, like the company checks out, you check out once you go
Right.
through that pitch, and then
Yes, and just the marketing, and it's intense marketing, and it's luxury marketing and branding that comes behind it. So when I went from Coldwell Banker to One Sotheby's, I was kind of given this like whole new open door,
right,
and I spent some time at One Sotheby's, and in doing that, I was doing residential, and I just decided that I was going to take the next step in my career. And I had these opportunities for these commercial listings. And once I really educated myself the right way in how to handle them, it just was the best thing I could have done. So from One Sotheby's, I eventually moved over to our sister company, which is One Commercial, where I am now. And the owner of our company, Daniel De La Vega, he just has this vision. And I think he portrays it in a way where you kind of get that same feeling of, wow, One Sotheby's, and they have this whole elite commercial division, sister company to them, and we can kind of take it all in. So we can do those high-end luxury residential sales, and one of those luxury agents can pass it off as a referral to one of us if that same client has a 90-unit multifamily asset that they want to let go of too.
right.
So we have like the whole picture, which is great.
Yeah. I remember we shot, you know, and I know you shot it too. We both shot. I forget the name of that building. That super sick one, like that, just tall with the like. The
Paramount.
Yeah, the Paramount
Yeah.
building. Oh, I dream of that building still.
Yeah, and now Miami World Center, they literally exploded around it because Miami World Center just kind of took off, and they built out all the retail, and they have amazing restaurants and, you know, retail stores there. So it really, since you guys have been there, it expanded tremendously.
It's like its own little community. It's like its own
It is.
world, really.
It is. Yep.
Yeah.
Miami
It's
World
kind of
Center.
literally-
It's kind of like an Atlantic City, and like
It's like
all those
Atlantic City,
buildings
but
are-
like own one building.
And brand
like
new.
it's like the craziest
Yeah.
thing ever.
modern.
And we should shoot in the studio there. They had their own private studio at
Yeah,
Paramount. That'd be
yeah.
cool.
When we go, I've seen it.
Yes.
We did the tour
Yes.
with that lady. I forgot her name.
Yes.
Shout out, you know, to both of you guys. But no, I mean, because you know, we've seen some super sick real estate here in New Jersey, New York.
Sure.
You know, we've shot, you know, $1 million mansions and homes or whatever. But then getting the opportunity to shoot that with you down in Miami, like that was awesome. You know, those just
Yeah.
multi-million-dollar, just like everything is so perfect. It's so
Miami's cool. Miami is totally different. I mean, you get like a little glimpse of what you would see in Miami the closer you get to New York.
yeah.
But it's special. There's not much like it.
Yeah, no. I still think. So speaking commercial though,
Sure.
you flew me out to DR.
I did.
For those who don't know, we shot a listing.
I did.
It's a listing, but it's a commercial listing, right?
It's a commercial listing.
You want to
yes.
tell the people what it was?
Yes. So it is an international shipping port in the Dominican Republic. Definitely one of its kind because, comparatively speaking, the only other most recent transaction in terms of a shipping port that sold was $600 million. And it wasn't even a full port. It was a terminal within a port.
Wow.
So, yeah. It's a super incredible opportunity for somebody who has the connections and the drive. The Dominican Republic is definitely its own marketplace.
Yeah.
So it has to be somebody that's super familiar with that area and knows how to navigate their way through, that country.
Yeah.
So
I didn't never ask you, but how did you, I guess, meet Manny?
Sure.
Shout out to Manny.
Shout out to Manny.
Shout out to Manny and his friend. We're going to talk about him in a little bit because. But yeah, how did that deal come through, right? Like how that lead, just that
Sure.
opportunity.
So a close friend of mine, he has known Manny for many years. Manny was, interested, kind of towing around the idea of listing, not listing. Let's try and get it done off market, which is like where the majority of my business lies, in off market deals.
Yeah.
And I said, listen, we can blow this up. Why not give it the maximum exposure possible? You're already operating, you're going to continue doing business. You already have your contracts in place. So why not just give it that extra boost? And, I think it was the best thing that could have happened, because if we didn't put it on the market and we were just trying to deal with people and, again, like I said, the marketing is on another level. So the offering memorandums that we put together, they're super professional. We do our due diligence. So as agents for one commercial, it's our responsibility to make sure that those contracts with the government are actually in place and they're actually real contracts. So when you have somebody like us representing you, we do our research.
Yeah.
We make sure that whoever we're going to present it to, because you're not going to sell someone a $158 million listing of some sort, any kind of property or asset,
right,
without knowing that, you underwrote it and the contracts are real.
Everything needs to check out. It's
Yeah,
$160 million.
Yeah, it has to check out because
Especially international.
yeah, especially international, especially in any other country where a lot of things kind of slide under the radar.
The
So
laws are a lot different.
yeah, it's totally different. And the contracts are in Spanish, so you have to be able to navigate through that. There's a lot of work that goes on into it.
So your commercial license in Miami gets you access to sell commercial or buy commercial from other countries and deal with their respective agent?
So
Or is there another tier?
yeah, so that's another reason, a huge reason why I chose one Sotheby's and then one commercial, because Sotheby's is a globally recognized company. We have partners that we work with, other agents in hundreds of different locations and countries and everything else. So we really have a global network that a lot of other companies don't have. We have agents that are boots on the ground anywhere we need them to be. Also in DR, we have them in Santo Domingo as well. So, we reached out to them before I even took the listing, because as a referral, we don't ever step on anyone else's toes. So if it's in someone else's backyard, we reach out to them. They don't do commercial out of their office. So they said, go for it.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, do it. Why not?
So full permission to go into it.
Yep, exactly. And then we called up Alan and shipped him out.
That was honestly, that was such a crazy trip. That was
Tell them about the container, yo.
the container.
They didn't ship you in a container, did they? Oh my God.
No.
They didn't. I'm like,
Was
think
this
about your
last
flight.
year or was this 2 years ago? I don't remember.
It was last
last
year.
year.
Early
yeah.
last year?
Early last year.
Probably like a year now. I don't know if Manny and them ever watch this, but if they do, hi guys.
I'm sure they'll see it.
It was a quick, I think we booked that we were talking for a few days, and then within a day or two, it was just you got to fly out, and then we flew out just because that worked for their schedules. And then it was crazy. I don't think I ever told you guys the full story or whatever. We briefly spoke post, but we just delivered the content. Here you go, post it, whatever. Right? It was cool. But I remember I landed in the DR. I landed in DR. I don't even know. It was midnight or whatever. And now we're getting into Southern American, Latin American. It's so we're on WhatsApp because we're not in America anymore.
Everything's on WhatsApp.
And I'm familiar with WhatsApp. I'm South American. I'm Ecuadorian. So, but I get like a random message from, and my flight I think got delayed or something. So
Yeah.
it was like, this guy was already waiting for me for like 30, 40 minutes, and I'm landing, and I'm like, oh my God, I feel bad. Like this guy's waiting for me. They picked me up in a G-Wagon in DR.
G-Wagon.
I got picked up in a G-Wagon in DR.
Listen, you get luxury, okay? You get luxury.
not complaining.
service.
With the
That's
best,
so
Alex.
funny.
I'm not
Did
complaining.
it have like water and like gum?
It was crazy,
Champagne.
and
Champagne.
like you're Venezuelan and you're Peruvian, so like when you go to like these countries, like it's like hot, like it's humid, like it's different type of weather, and so I came in like shorts, like dressed accordingly, right, and I landed whatever,
Jack was in a suit.
and no, he wasn't. He was just like he was just like it was one of those weird things where it's like you're on business. It's like this guy doesn't know me. I know nothing about this guy. But we're just here gonna get in this car with this stranger, just make sure the license plate checks out, and then just drive like 40 minutes from the airport to like the hotel, check in, and then it's like, all right, like we're gonna like wake up and like leave tomorrow like 10 a.m. to then drive like another like 2 hours to go from the hotel to the port, because the port was closer to like the Haiti side, so it was like I don't even remember the where in DR we were, but just I remember we had to drive 2 hours to get there. And then the crazy thing is like while I'm out there, as a, I guess, planet as a whole, it's like we're getting like hurricanes crossing through. So like we're
God.
driving in DR, and we're in the G-Wagon, and you're just seeing like, it's like you like look to your left and it's the ocean, and like there's like in the distance like a tornado like happening, like there's just like waves coming in, and there's flooding on the streets, and there's just people riding their bikes like nothing's happening, just driving their cars, and then what's crazy is you drive like an hour in closer to like Haiti, just dry, nothing, like it never rained.
Caribbean.
Yeah, it's just like that island feel.
Giant
Yeah,
clouds.
Barahona is
of
like
rain.
that.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was cool. We shot some drone stuff. We got some pictures. We did some video.
You know what's like that? Arizona's like that. Like
Arizona's,
those
like,
long
dry,
drives, and
though.
you could see like miles away. You could see a storm cloud raining, and someone's like, "Oh, that's rain. It's raining over there." I'm like, "Wow, that's what a storm looks like."
Yeah.
But you're always in it, so you don't know. Like,
You literally see like the eye of the storm, I guess is what they
yeah,
call
because
it.
you can see for miles and it's so open.
Yeah, and like you see like a
Yikes.
clear distinct in the sky. Like this is like all gray, and like this is just like blue skies or whatever.
Luckily, we've dodged a lot of those in the last couple of years in Miami, and just kind of was like went around.
The
and
crazy
didn't
part to
hit
this whole
us.
story though is, and I want to just kind of walk through this real quickly. It was just so whatever, we shoot this thing, right? We go get the drone up, whatever, fly it, whatever, and they were super impressed. Like I was showing them stuff like on the screen, like as we were getting it, just to make sure I know when I'm also filming, because
Right.
like this is like I don't know what's the size of this lot, like what's the acreage on this thing?
It's a 9-acre lot.
It's a 9-acre lot. Okay,
Yeah, it's a
So-
huge parcel.
Yeah, and I'm used to shooting homes. I'm used to like just even like a couple acres of a home, but like it's clear, distinct. Like okay, here's the home, here's the land. There's like trees and stuff. This is just like ocean, water,
Right.
and like just like oil tanks, like those big things, those circular objects. So whatever, we film it, whatever, and then like we come back, we leave, whatever, and it was just a quick trip. But I remember the very last night we all go out to dinner, and Manny sits me down and he goes, "You know who this guy is?" Mind you, this has been my driver the whole time, right? And he's like, his name is Jack. He goes by Haitian Jack. And for people who are like older heads and like into like rap hip hop, you'll know who Haitian Jack is. But supposedly, I'm not making any claims here. Supposedly, well, no, actually, I'm not. I am going to make claims. He showed me photos. This guy showed me photos, and yeah, he was friends with Tupac. He was friends with like Madonna. He had pictures with like just like people in like the 70s and 80s. Like he had pictures with like the Clintons. Like he had just pictures
Oh,
with like
Lord.
all these like celebrity like just people, and like it was just like like I'm not gonna go too into a story, but the point was just like, mind you, like here I just think it's like some regular dude,
No.
and his guy's
Haitian
like been
Jack.
well connected. Just look him up. Go to YouTube. Type
Get
in
a
Haitian Jack.
G-Wagon, man.
Yeah,
in
That's
the
his.
DR.
That's not the company's. That's his.
Yeah.
yeah,
His work G-Wagon.
yeah.
It's
So
probably like fully armored G-Wagon. If I had to assume.
super cool dudes though. Super cool dudes.
No, they're great, and it takes a patient seller first of all,
Yeah.
and like a knowledgeable seller,
Yeah.
and the right buyer to kind of put the two and two together.
Because that's not going like tomorrow off the shelf.
no, and I told them, I said it's gonna take time first of all, because we're not going to deal with jokers. And we got plenty of people that came to the table that, said that
What
they
kind of
could
offers did you
perform.
get on that?
So we've gotten offers of, would they stay on? We'll do a JV opportunity kind of thing here. And man, he's like, listen, for the right person, like we could do something together. He's like, but my head isn't there. It's elsewhere in my other business dealings. He also owns the hotel that we listed in Haiti. They're a prominent family in Haiti. So the goal is to be able to kind of do what they need to do over there. With the way the country is, and I totally respect that because like that's his homeland, you know.
Yeah.
But we've gotten people that have come. We've gotten people. Oh, I'm going to send this LOI. I'm going to send that LOI. When you're ready to send me an LOI and proof of funds, and like we can actually verify the funds, and you're ready to make moves, they don't talk about it. They just do it.
Yeah. True. True.
So it's navigating that, and that's like 95% of my business is dealing with that same kind of thing. So
Just kind of like sifting through people and figuring out, is this legit or is this like?
Yeah, because you're not talking about like $150,000.
Yeah.
You're talking about
Not even 1 million. It's
not
like,
even $1 million, not even $5 million. A lot of these guys, even the private equity dealings that we have going on, you're not talking about $10 million bucks.
Right.
They also have to underwrite whoever that person is, make sure that they are who they say they are and they can do and perform on what they say they can do. So it's been interesting. But,
it's not just anybody. Like, just very few selected people you can sell that to.
So who's like the buyer that would buy that, right? Like who is somebody that like in your mind you see buying that?
Probably Shell, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, because they are the number one provider of gas and oil in that country, in DR.
Should I invest into Shell? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, quick. little market research. No, but I mean, we put together some really extensive marketing for it. Obviously, us in this room, and then myself. You have to spend money to make money. So we're currently doing these incredible iPads, and it's like iPad marketing. So as soon as it gets sent out to the potential client and buyer, who we've hand selected who we're going to send them out to.
Right.
You're not going to send them out to 50 people.
Right.
But the people that we're already dealing with, that we're going back and forth on, and the people that we're interested in going towards, we've spoken. I've sent a bunch of marketing material already over to Shell, to their headquarters, and those are the kinds of people that are going to get that iPad marketing. You open it and it's just like, it exudes excellence. You
Everything's
open it
already
and
filled in
everything,
there.
all your marketing and media is in there. So that's kind of
crazy.
cool.
That's pretty cool.
That's real crazy.
Yeah, it's exciting.
So how do you have an open house for like half island?
No, you don't. You don't.
You go on a sailboat.
Yeah.
And you have margaritas at
It's
1
like,
o'clock.
It's like come for a
Tequila.
week, you know?
Yeah, you have
Stay
tequila.
for a week.
Tequila.
And then you have some guacamole and some plantains followed up, hors d'oeuvres. And then you have some tres leches to finish off. The open house there.
In the G
Taking notes.
Yeah.
Taking notes.
Yeah.
In the G-Wagon. You get there from the airport in the G-Wagon.
You get personally picked up in the G-Wagon, taken to the island about 3 hours away, then on a sailboat, and then wined and dined.
So have you
Haitian Jack.
gone to
That's
like
so funny.
show someone the island, or does that happen often, or no? Or like, do you go and like,
So
you cover your own expenses for as many times you have to go?
yeah, I mean, like the marketing was covered by me. It's an amazing opportunity to be a part of a deal like that. And believe it or not, that's actually like one of the smaller deals that we work with, which is kind of cool. But on that particular deal, I have like a personally vested interest in it because it was like my first exciting big deal that I was a part of, that I had control of, that I didn't have to deal with anybody saying, oh, I had this off market. Like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
It was mine. I listed it. Manny's an awesome seller to work with because he's super easy, and that doesn't really happen often, which is nice.
Yeah, he was cool. He wasn't like your typical.
Manny's cool. He's a cool guy.
I see some of the people you guys just real estate work with, and it's crazy.
Yeah, and you know what? Not everybody has to be a suit. Okay, like we can do like high end ultra luxury, but like I'm gonna work. I said I wasn't gonna curse on the podcast.
You can, totally can.
Like I'm gonna work my ass off for people, okay? Like I work hard.
Yeah.
So like, and I spend my own money on marketing and things like that. So one Sotheby's and now one commercial, they'll back me. They do a lot of the offering memorandums and everything else, which looks super professional. And then plus your videography and photography, and it, you put it all together.
I'm honored you chose us to be part of that. That's definitely like
Mi gente.
there you go. What you're Italian, right?
I am.
Are you fully Italian?
I am Sicilian.
You're Sicilian.
It's different.
There's a difference.
It's
yeah.
different.
Extra
It's
Italian.
The Italian is coming out.
We're the
Don't
real
disrespect.
Italians.
This is-
They're extra Italian.
is Sicily South Italy or
Yes.
North Italy?
Well,
there's like a whole thing between like
but yes, it's
there's like a
Southern.
whole
Sicilian
North
pizza?
versus South
Yeah, we're-
Italy.
We're,
Is it the
we're
South
real
Italians that are like more prideful than the North Italians?
We're just more real. No, I'm sorry. Anyone else is
Are
out
you
there
guys the
Italian?
first Italians?
Trigger warning.
That's it.
Triggers.
Yeah, I mean, like, come on. Corleone is there. Like, you know, our people started there. Sicily is Sicily. So,
Yeah.
you know, our family is all there. My
They're the
husband.
heart of the Italians.
That's right. That's right.
I
Like,
might
when we
have a
go
lot of
there.
Italians show up at my house.
Yeah. You guys better watch out now.
Watch out.
This better be good content. No, but I mean, yeah, my husband's first generation Sicilian. So when we go to the airport, 75 people show up to pick
Wow.
us up.
Oh, wow.
Like, they're
Wow.
all
The whole
there.
family?
Whole family comes. It's super exciting. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it's really nice. But I think that's part of why I love to do real estate globally because
You have that opportunity.
yeah,
to,
you have
to-
that opportunity. We toured a beautiful hotel in Como when we were there in August.
I saw your guys' stories.
Yeah,
That
we
looked
met with
sick.
the owners. It's sick. I mean, and it's so different over there. It was like an 11 cap, which is it doesn't happen over here. You know, so
You're gonna
there's-
have to give us an itinerary so that we can go to Italy.
Yeah,
we'll go to
let's
Italy as
go.
a team, and like we're just gonna like
Let's do it.
I want your family to greet us when we get
Oh,
there.
they will. And
All
get ready.
75
Don't
of them.
eat for like 2 months. Like before you go, don't eat.
Oh,
I've been to a couple of your family reunions.
Yeah, you've been.
They're great. They go big or go home.
I think
it.
somebody actually
only
just
go
hit us
big.
up the other day for like an event coming up.
Maybe. Oh, maybe
Oh
my cousin.
yeah.
Yeah, did they reach out to you personally?
Did they reach out to me or you? I think they reached out to you. The page.
Yeah, I think they
it
hit up
was
us on
the page.
Oh,
Sideways page.
they saw Benny's christening.
It's I think it's a bar mitzvah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah, I
in.
think it's a bourbon. Yeah,
But-
it was in a sideways
I
page.
think I got left on red though.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. But we'll talk about that afterwards. Make sure
you
we
guys
book
can
that.
add in like the Godfather theme song. to that.
Nobody
Yo,
leaves
speaking
Ellen
of The
out.
Godfather, I will make him a deal they cannot refuse.
That's it.
No, I've been watching The Sopranos lately.
Okay.
Have you ever watched it? I don't know. I just got to make sure.
Course.
Have
It's
you
New
watched The
Jersey,
Sopranos?
No, I
the
haven't watched
Italians,
it.
Come
That's
on.
enrooted
Rap.
into elementary school.
I watched The Godfather.
On the
For
big
Jersey kids.
You know the TVs that they come out with the straps with like the big ones in like first grade. Sopranos.
They give you the season box to watch on DVD.
You watch a season per
Yeah.
per grade. So when you're in first grade, it's
Are
season one.
Sopranos different than The Godfather? Or like,
Well,
I've
Soprano,
seen The Godfather.
it's organized crimes ran by Italians in New Jersey.
You heard kinds of Italians? or
Allegedly.
Oh, I don't know if it's
Allegedly.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
Well, no, I've
Allegedly.
seen some murders on that show, so it's
No,
definitely a
no,
crime.
it's-
People, there's bodies.
I mean, did you see their
They're
face?
actors.
Was it dark?
Hold on.
How was the lighting?
I haven't finished the show though, so I will give you my final thoughts once I finish it.
Okay.
I'm on the tail end though. I'm on like the last season now though, so we'll figure. We'll see. Some people say it, it didn't have a good ending. I just don't say anything. I want to just know and see for myself, form my own
Okay.
opinion, and then I'll shoot you a text and then we can talk about it. And then you got to
Yeah.
watch it, and then we'll talk about
If
it.
you guys like those kind of alleged crime shows, you should watch The Offer on Paramount Plus. It's like about the making of The Godfather, but they tie in like Hollywood and behind the scenes and like all the trials and tribulations they went with dealing with like the alleged Italian mafia in New York to try and film. It was really, really good.
So I will go
Wait,
on
what was it
record
called
here.
again?
The Offer.
Offer.
Yeah,
On
it's really good.
Paramount.
On Paramount.
I will also go on record here and say I've never watched The Godfather.
Does anyone have a Paramount account? I need one.
I got you.
The comment sections, people are just gonna like stone me for never watching
Plug
any
in
of
your
this.
username.
Your Italian family's gonna come after me.
That's it. That's it. I don't know if I can bring you to Sicily now. I'm just-
Can't
it's
go to
so
our house.
different. It's so different over there.
I,
than it is
you know
here.
what I want to do? So I've seen some really cool stuff from like Lake Como. I've seen like
Yeah.
drone shots. I've seen like pictures. It's so aesthetic. What I want
Yeah, it
to
was dope.
do is I want to
was
go on those on the boats that people ride out there.
Paddle.
I feel like
Okay, you do and you don't because like when you book them, you got to book them through like either Airbnb or whatever. And Sal and I, we booked one, and the guy was like eating his lunch while like talking on the phone while also forgetting that he had another appointment or whatever. I mean, it was beautiful. We got the scenery,
It's like
but
a weird experience.
It's
So
a
we'll
weird
check the
experience.
reviews.
Yeah. So
Check the reviews.
Check every review because we did too. We did too. We're like,
The guy
big
wasn't
review people.
Sicilian.
No, he was sure not.
Clearly not
No,
Sicilian.
he was like one of those northern Italians. No, but like Como was stunning.
So Como's in South Italy?
Como is by Milan.
I'm terrible with geography. I don't know where any of this is.
No, but we went for like, actually you guys would have loved it because with the content that you guys shoot, we went for a sick wedding for our really, really good friends.
Yeah.
I had never been to a Lebanese wedding before.
Oh yeah, those are cool.
Those
I
are
thought
fun.
we went
They're
hard.
So fun.
They go in.
Did they come out with the drums?
They came out with like everything. They had like at one point during their cocktail hour, and shout out to Marlon and Steph because it was the sickest wedding ever. They had like these women in Dolce and Gabbana that were like passing hors d'oeuvres through this like hot air balloon thing that they were holding over their hand, and it was just floating
What?
Like
with
it
the
just
hors
followed
d'oeuvres
them?
in it. It just followed them.
Whoa.
I was like, wow, you guys really like
Whoa.
next
All out.
level. And it
Yeah.
was 3 days, 3 different events.
3-day wedding.
Yeah, it was like a white party for their, first night. And we got chartered there by
wanna
like
see that
private.
video.
It's a sick video. We got
wanna see
chartered
the
there by like
video.
private yachts that took us
Send
from
me
our
the
hotels
recap.
to there.
Yeah, please send me the video once
I
it's done.
will. I will.
In
It
the
was
comments when they
sick.
post it, just at me.
I will.
Yeah.
tag
I-
my sponsor.
I want
I want to see how a 3-day wedding gets edited.
Dude, I don't know. They did. I mean, you guys would have done sick media too, but it was insane. And the wedding was at House of Gucci.
Nice.
So it was
Wow.
sick. And then the third day was like a pool party, but nobody was in pool clothes. I mean, they went in the pool, but they were all in like Christian Dior and like
Yeah.
Dolce and Gabbana. It was sick. It was the best wedding. But then we got to tour hotels because I had to throw a little work in there. So
Yeah,
it was fun.
that's
fun.
sick.
Yeah.
Now I want to travel. So I mean, I'm traveling a lot coming this summer.
Okay.
I actually have a friend who's getting married in San Cabo, Mexico.
Ooh.
Never been to Mexico. Never been to a resort like that.
We're doing a deal in Mexico. So maybe we'll have some content there. We can.
Let's line it up.
Yes.
I'm ready. August.
I like it. August. Okay. We should be good to go then.
Cool.
Ooh, this could be exciting. We'll shoot the second part of this podcast.
Yeah, we'll do a part
in
2.
Mexico.
Over there.
All right.
Yo.
That'd
We're
be
leaving.
sick. All right, I'm out of here. That's so funny.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
So yeah, I mean, you can kind of tour any property anywhere, and there'll probably be a Sotheby's agent that would have no problem showing it to you. That's like the best part of it.
Yeah, no, I like Sotheby's as a brand too.
Yeah.
I work a lot with Christie's,
Yeah.
but Sotheby's is up there too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're not even like that one is better than the other.
Right.
They're both like just super high scale, global,
Mm-hmm.
luxurious brands.
Absolutely.
And you being part of that, I think it's everything you need,
Yeah.
for where you're headed and what you're doing.
yeah.
So what else you have going on though? What's like projects? So you have bigger projects, you said, right?
Yes.
What is bigger? What does that mean?
So we have projects, and I say we because I have a partner that lives in Toronto. We do a lot of work together, and he was super influential in like the last 9 months of my business. So we were introduced to each other through mutual friends, and she did residential real estate in Toronto and wanted to kind of do residential here. We were sitting down to dinner, and she's like, I really think you need to meet my friend Stuart. He does a ton of, the disposition of assets. He works with amazing people, and I think you guys would just like really click. And we did. So I spoke to Stuart, and we kind of just like hit the ground running from there. He basically made introductions for me that would have taken me 20 years to build and get on my own.
Right. It's always about who you know.
Yeah, and just talking to people and being real with people. And that's why I said like networking is a huge part of my business because I don't only do real estate, so you never know who you're going to meet, where you're going to meet them, what you're going to talk about. And then it always ends up like, oh, I own real estate, or
Yeah,
oh, I want to
comes full
sell
circle.
this, or yeah, it comes full circle.
Yeah.
So, and even like at school, like I'm a class mom for Dom's class, and
For your kids, yeah.
for my kids. I have my 3 kids. So I'm the class mom, and like you never know who's.
You have a lot on your plate, huh?
I do a lot. I do.
Class mom, realtor by day.
Selling ports.
Yeah. Listen, just,
And you do stuff with your husband too. Like you guys like work together. Right?
Yeah,
you guys
we do.
Like,
We're
talk
lucky
about
enough that we like really work well together because
Yeah.
not a lot of husband and wife duos can like. I hate to say it, but
Yeah.
like deal with each other and tolerate each other all day. But he's like my person.
Yeah.
So we bounce stuff off of each other. He's taught me like more than I could have ever imagined too, because he's a few years older than me. So like he's been through it, he's dealt with it, like anything you can imagine. So he's always like, if you would have just listened to me, then you wouldn't have had to learn the hard way. And I'm like, I should, but
little shortcuts you get to learn from other people so you don't make the same mistakes.
in theory, except I'm like really thick-headed, so I have to teach myself.
You're like
Go through it.
like I was
I'm an experienced person.
I'm the same way.
Like you have to do it.
I'm an experienced person too.
Yes,
Yeah.
you have to. You
no,
know, it's
I've
unfortunate.
started learning to just learn from other people.
I know.
You move quicker.
I listen to other people and I'll absorb it and I'll see what they're talking about, but like
I want to see it for
I
myself.
want to see it. I want to see it through my own eyes, but not always necessarily the hard lessons. So, I do.
It
I'm
depends
getting better
who
at
the
that.
advice is coming from too, though. You know what I mean? That's something I'm very cautious of, like, because it's like, people will give advice, whether it's solicited or unsolicited, and that's fine. Like, I hear everybody out, but at the end of the day, it's like, I'm going to make up my mind as far as like what decision I want to make with whatever challenges that I'm facing.
Right.
And if the person is, like, it's like almost like, okay, like if you're driving a car and somebody's in front of you and they're like, hey, well, there's a pothole coming up in like about like a couple of feet.
Yeah, you sound like my husband.
Well, because
Don't curb my wheels.
well, the thing is, like, that they say though, it's like, okay, like
Right.
dumb people never learn anything from anybody.
I know.
And then it's like you have smart people who learn from their own actions, but
Right.
wise people learn from other people's. So it's like, why go through the trouble of losing money, losing time, which
Right.
is more valuable, just like, and then setting yourself back
Right.
when it was literally just a decision that needed to be changed.
I know. I think for me is like the biggest thing is like I have nothing to prove to anyone. For me, like I'm doing it for me. It excites me. I love it. I dive in. It's like my passion. And I have other things too, like you said, like the tech company with my husband and his partner Grant. But I think when it comes to him, there's almost like this bar that I set like a little bit higher, because with him I'm like, oh, he's done so much, he's excelled in so much, he could probably do anything that if you needed him to do it, or he could learn it instantly.
Whatever he sets his mind
He's
to.
so good with that. He could just adjust.
Yeah.
And he's so knowledgeable and so smart, but he's also quiet and he's patient. And I think that plays a big part in it. For me, like when it comes to anything with him, I don't listen because I'm just like, want to show him I can do it, you
Right.
know? Even if I fail, I'll try again, I'll do it again.
Yeah.
But for him, it's different. With everyone else, I'm like, whatever. I'll
Yeah.
do it on my own time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they have an amazing thing going that they kind of like brought me into also. And again, it ties in with the real estate, medical tech company. They've been building out the software for a couple of years now, and it's go time. So it's been really exciting.
What do you know? Are you able to talk about what exactly that is?
Yeah, so they work in the personal injury space, and the tech that they built out essentially is a one-stop shop for the lawyers to connect with the doctors, to connect with the patients, and they take them from injury to recovery and beyond. The whole tech behind it will also include the ride share and everything, so the patients never miss their appointments. But like a huge issue in the medical space, which unless you unfortunately have ailments or you're a frequent flyer at the hospital like my dad was all the time, you don't realize that disconnect between the doctors and what they see on their screen, or the 50 other screens that the people in the hospital see, and then the disconnect between the attorneys and the patients. So like patients are missing out on care in between, and it's costing them their health and sometimes their life.
Wow.
So if we can kind of bring that full circle, which we have now, with the tech and the software, it's the best kept secret for all of these doctors to utilize and communicate with each other. And they can communicate with the attorneys and the insurance companies and the patient, in real time for anything from the beginning with physical therapy, pharmaceuticals, if they need to order durable medical equipment, but everything has to be, it took us a while because everything has to be HIPAA compliant.
Right.
Yeah.
And that they don't play.
That's completely different compartments, like
Yeah,
lawyers,
they-
doctors, like
yeah.
the person's insurance, I'm sure. So that's
Yes.
a lot to put
They
in
don't
one.
play around at all. So
With what can be shared and not shared. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
as well.
it's proprietary information. So that was a big part of it. But now we're working in 17 states, so it's pretty exciting, and we're gonna just keep expanding.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've seen like a current like med tech growth happening, as far as I have a guy who's also doing something kind of that field.
Sure.
It's sort of like think of like Uber, but like
Sure.
for like the medical world in the sense of like, you know, there's not a lot of cars out there that have like the wheelchair lifter or whatever, the seating arrangements for like whatever. And so, you know, if you're just like a normal Uber driver and you see somebody, you know, who physically might look well, but isn't, like, you don't know what to do. You're not trained in that.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if a patient can't, a lot of times patients just don't go to their appointments because they can't get there.
Yeah.
You know, or people are busy. I mean, like, look at us. We all juggle like 50 things, okay? If I forget that I have my appointment, like, it's nice to just be reminded. Try telling an 84-year-old woman that she has to use a Google Share calendar.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
True.
But if her doctor or her lawyer for her personal injury case has our software, they're utilizing our software in their offices, they can be set reminders and everything else, and they can utilize the rideshare aspect of it and get picked up and be brought to and from where they need to go. Their doctor can order the medical equipment that they need, get sent to wherever it needs to be, and they can order their pharmaceuticals and everything.
It's like an interface that combines all in one, like
Absolutely.
a cloud.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, and the best part is that they can actually communicate. So, like, if you go into the ER and you get treatment for one thing, I mean, my dad had congestive heart failure, and he would go into the ER and he would be super dehydrated, and in the ER they would just like pump him full of fluids, and he would be like a balloon by the time they brought him from the ER to the 5th floor. And there was a disconnect because he was there like 10 times a month.
Right.
So they should know in the ER that he has congestive heart failure. He can only have so much fluid before he has to go up to the 5th floor and get admitted. And there's no reason why doctors 5 floors apart don't see the same screen, don't have his chart or his history, you know, and that's really dangerous for somebody with a condition like that. You know, you could be looking at loss of life or, you know, just severe damage in general. So it's like, if we can kind of alleviate that, that's the goal.
That sounds really cool. I like that, making a difference in that sense.
Yeah, it's like a humanitarian play while also, you know, kind of connecting all of the groups, the attorneys, the doctors, the patients.
What was like the start of that? Like what kind of?
Yeah. So my husband's partner, Grant, he's family. So, you know, his dad has been in the space for so many years out in Chicago, and they were kind of like the pioneers of doing this. And, you know, Grant and Sal met, and just like they hit it off. They loved each other's networks and, you know, how they work together. And I think that's like really where it started. And then it grew to something much bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's being a mom?
It's like,
How's being a class mom? What does that mean?
the class mom is just like, okay, all the other moms don't want to deal with everything that goes on day to day. So I got to remind them, and, you know, field trips and like.
It feels like just more parenting.
The mom of the moms.
Super
Yeah,
bomb.
like
Like the mom of like the
Maybe.
friend group, maybe. Like the one that always makes sure, all right, you're good here, you're good there.
Kelsi
Yeah.
has like the coolest kids ever. Yo, her kids are so cool.
They are the
I want my
coolest.
kids to be that cool.
They are the coolest kids.
They're so cool.
How old are they?
So I have an almost 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 7-year-old.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun when they're like, you know.
It's going to be great. And it's already fun because, like, now my 3-year-old, I mean, he's still torturing us. But because he's the boss.
Okay.
You know,
he wears the pants.
He doesn't wear any pants ever.
But theoretically,
he wears
figuratively he wears them. Physically, he does
wears
not.
the figurative pants for
It's
sure.
It's hot in Florida. I don't blame that child.
Yeah, he's always like in the stroller. He's got like a mean tan. My mom's walking like 7 miles a day with him, and he's just living his best life. My youngest, and the other 2 are in school. He will be going next year, full time for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, no. Being a class mom, I wanted to do it because, like, I'm at work all day. Even if I'm working from home that day, I'm like hyper focused and work and whatever. But the kids still need like love and enjoyment. And if nobody wants to like volunteer, like, they have St. Patrick's Day things, Valentine's Day things, Christmas, Hanukkah, all that stuff. So, you know, you're setting up the room, you're making it nice for them, enjoyable for them. Like, those are the things I remember as a kid.
Yeah.
You know, so someone needs to do it. So.
And no one else wanted to do it.
One other mom wanted to do it, Eileen, and she's fantastic and she helps me a lot. And she was just like, you know what? You're really great with design and whatever. Like, can you also manage the money for the class funds? I was like, ugh. All
And
right.
then the marketing.
Yeah, and the marketing. Can you market for our class?
And
like
then can we
Miss Raposa?
recruit?
Yeah.
Let's make it LLC.
Yeah. So it's a sole proprietorship now. But it's exciting, and you get to be a part of the class, and you just get to kind of get that break from work and still feel like you're a mom and you're connected to them. So that was important to me.
Okay.
You're giving everything balance.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like one will fall, and that's why you don't see an abundance of residential agents that are, let's say, like top 10 residential agents in their market, and also top 10 commercial agent in their same market. It's really hard to balance both. There's not too many people that balance commercial and residential. So it's one or the other.
So I have to ask,
Ask away.
because I asked this to our other fellow realtor friend. What's the biggest check you've ever made?
Ooh, the biggest check I ever made, $180,000. Yeah.
Nice.
So
What was the first thing you bought?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what'd you spend it on?
Dior heels.
Okay, why
pointers.
why a person? Why was it so big?
so it was a development condo that
So you bought real estate with it.
no, I didn't buy
Oh, okay.
no, the
That's what it
actual sale
was.
itself.
Got it. That's where the check came from. is what
Yeah,
you're
that's
saying.
where it came from. So they had like a couple of units left over. So they were offering like really great commissions to any agents that could bring a buyer. And my buyer was like, you know what, this isn't going to be my primary home. I'm probably going to end up renting it also.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like a bad unit. It was a great unit. It just had like that side view as opposed to that direct ocean view. And he was like, I'll take it. And I was like,
Wow.
I was so excited because I knew the commission was going to be really big, and I knew it was still going to be a great asset for them. So
Yeah. It was a win-win for
it
everybody.
was a win-win totally for everybody. And I was so excited, and I was still at Coldwell Banker, and I was like, oh,
So
I
what did you do?
chased them for that check. The developer did not want to, they just take their sweet time, especially on their last units. And I was like, I called them for like 5 days. I was like, where's my check?
I don't think anybody wants to write like $108,000 check though.
But like, you'd be surprised because like that's not even like a huge check for
Yeah,
for
no.
them. Yeah, I know, but
That's
I was
true.
like, yo, where's my check? Like, I just came here 9 months ago, and like, do you know how expensive real estate is? Like, I gotta pay rent.
It's like, yeah.
So,
it's
like, where's my check?
It's like I'm $100,000 in the hole right now, so like
Come on,
we
where's
need
my
to pay
check?
this off right now.
Right? Like, come on, And I thought real estate was expensive when we got down there,
Yeah.
and then like rent got crazy out of control. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna get a single family house and send my kids to a great school. And I was like, damn, it's $15K a month for a house.
Yeah.
But
Well,
you have
so-
no choice.
Well, that's actually what I want to talk to you about next too. Is
Yeah.
the Miami real estate market is just like crazy right now. It's the
Yeah.
roof. It's like one of the most expensive cities to live in. Actually, it's like competing up there with Dubai.
Yeah.
And like New York, obviously. Like just moving there, right? Like I know you kind of just talked about
Yeah.
that a little bit, but like, how was that adjustment, right? Because I mean, you were living in New Jersey
Yeah.
before that, which is New Jersey can be expensive, but it's not Miami expensive.
Yeah,
So
it was an eye opener for sure.
Yeah.
I had
how
like
was that adjustment, right? Like just
it's
with
a
the kids and everything.
Huge
like,
adjustment. Everything's more expensive in Miami.
yeah,
If I want to go to breakfast with my husband, my mom, my 3 kids, and my dog,
$300.
yeah, it's like $150 for like a all right breakfast. You want to go to like a nice brunch, you're spending $350 for brunch.
Yeah, just one meal out of the 7 days of the week.
Yeah, but you know what? Like in Miami, the difference is like for example, we came here for 10 days, and I couldn't wait to go to like Bagel Nosh. I was like, oh, $2.50 bagel.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
Do you miss the
know?
bagels?
I miss the bagels.
You miss the pizza?
bagels.
I miss the pizza, although like there's some good pizza down there now. And we have locales now, which is good. But like the water, it's not the same.
So New Jersey pizza or Florida pizza?
No, New Jersey pizza. Still.
Italy pizza?
Oh,
or
stop. No, Nina, Sal's grandma downstairs. No one will ever compete with her pizza because it's the best.
We come from Italian hands.
Yeah, like she's been rolling dough for like 90 years. Are you
Nice.
kidding
Made with
me?
love.
Like,
Years.
It's a different type of love right there.
It's a different type of love,
dough
and
is
there is
aged.
love in that food.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the meatless meatballs, like. psh.
But no, so going back to the Miami real estate market, right? Like, who do you see that's currently like moving in?
Wait,
there?
what did you buy when you first got that big check?
Oh yeah, what
did
like,
you do?
What's like one item that you
what
just
was
said
your
like you treated
reaction?
yourself to that?
Yeah.
So I actually I looked at it in my bank account for a while.
just didn't want to spend it?
I bought a car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I bought a car.
G-Wagon?
No armored G-Wagons. G-Wagons are like Camrys in Miami. Like everybody
Jesus.
has a G-Wagon.
Yeah.
You poor.
Crazy.
G-Wagon, man.
G-Wagon is
Everybody's
the
got a G-Wagon.
entry level.
I'm like, yo.
It's like a Corolla for them.
No, but I'll tell
Like
you,
what?
like,
You don't got a limo
yeah,
and a private driver.
you don't
You
see.
drive?
You still don't see. I think I saw like once or twice. I saw like my favorite car. I saw a Pagani Zonda.
You're a big car person,
I'm
right?
a huge gearhead, so yeah.
Okay. And so, but all right. So you bought a car, and all right. So
I bought a mom car.
wait, what
No, but it
did
was-
you get?
I got a Mercedes GLS.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, I need to like ride out in style, but I also need to like schlep
the
my kids
space.
to, like
Yeah.
soccer here, there,
It
wherever
needs
else.
to be functional.
Yeah, it has to be
needs,
functional.
But it needs to be,
I mean,
you earned it.
Yeah, I earned it. I worked for it. I worked my butt off for it. I always like would pay towards my car or whatever, but like I was a housewife, I was a mom. I got married really young, which is very typical for our culture, but not typical here in America.
Right.
So like my first priority was get married to the love of my life, have kids, raise a family, whatever. And then my husband was like, why aren't you doing more? Like, you could totally do more. Like, most husbands are like, oh, stay home, deal with this, deal with this, deal with this.
Right.
And I'll do everything else. But my husband's like, go.
Yeah. Do something.
Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like, why
Pursue
not?
your dreams. Pursue,
Exactly.
like-
Like, we always said, like, we're never going to get in the way of each other's dreams. And we don't at all. And we, like, push each other. He doesn't really need a lot of pushing. I needed more pushing than he did. But, he was like, you're so good at this. Like, you should be doing it.
Yeah.
And then,
You should
so
be
yeah.
getting paid to watch these
Yeah,
houses
he's
online.
like, why aren't you getting paid? He's like, why aren't we getting paid?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? So,
What were you
yeah.
doing before? Like the real estate
before
stuff?
real estate, I
Yeah.
was doing,
She was racing for pink slips.
that's right.
She's a big car girl.
That's right.
You were an F1 Formula driver, right?
Oh, I wish.
Nah, she's more like a
Too
need
tall.
for speed,
Yeah. Like Tokyo Drift now.
Yeah.
No, before that, yeah, I was working at the shop when Sal was still involved in auto couture. And when we got married and had kids, before that I was working for BMW. Then we got married, had kids, moved to LA before that and came back. And I was doing like event planning and parties and like those like luxury dessert tables and things like that. And like,
I guess that's when you gain the skill of like talking to people and
Yeah.
like being social and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Definitely. And like you saw, I put everything together with a friend of mine, Nicole, who owns Bella Events. And she has like that same unique,
Well, that's who reached out, right?
probably Nicole.
Bella event.
Because she
Yeah.
said she organized events. She wants it to like set up events, make a video of her setting up the decor and stuff. I think that was
Let me
who
look.
reached
Probably
out.
Nicole.
Let me look.
Nicole is
Let me
awesome.
look.
You guys have to hook her up. Nicole, I shouted you out here, okay?
Let me look.
Andy's birthday's coming up, so we might use her,
Yes, she's amazing. But yeah, that's when we
Oh,
did
that'd be a
Benny's
great
christening.
That'd be a good idea, dude. Since we're throwing that thing for another client, we're throwing a
Do it.
party.
This lady's name is Nicole. Oh yeah, Nicole from Bella
Nicole,
Events.
yeah.
That's
Funny
right
how
now.
it came full circle.
Okay, so Nicole, let it be known on record here that I need them to answer you, and they're gonna answer
No,
you.
we answered. She left me on red.
Ooh.
Damn.
She was like, "What's your pricing?"
I didn't even discuss pricing.
You need to hook her.
Why does
up.
everybody think we're expensive?
Because you shot $158 million port in DR, bro.
But that has nothing to do with like event space stuff, though. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I mean, they probably just assume because your content is really good.
but we work at all prices.
Yeah.
Like we really do, generally.
No, they don't. They're very expensive and they have the best quality. So you
I said,
need to
Kelsi,
hire
we're
them.
not doing this unless there's a comma involved, okay?
Couple comments.
And the G-Wagon.
And the
And a
G-Wagon.
G-Wagon. You want an armored G-Wagon.
Plot twist. I requested that G-Wagon for pickup.
Uber XL. Or what was it? Uber Black?
Uber Armor.
Uber Armor.
Yeah, you need it in the DR. That's so funny.
Oh, man.
Boss level escort.
I need an ex-rapper's best friend with a G-Wagon picking me up. Make that happen, then we got a deal.
Oh my God, that was totally unplanned.
Oh, God.
Sort of. No, but yeah, I mean, we're gonna do some cool stuff.
No,
some,
I mean,
some
it
stuff
just-
I can't talk about yet because I'm under NDA. But
Oh.
we're gonna do a lot of fun, cool content.
You have buildings coming soon. I know. Hypothetically speaking, you don't have buildings coming,
Right.
but those buildings that are never going to come are the buildings that we're never going to shoot,
Right.
and those are the buildings that we're going to make a lot of money off of.
Yes, theoretically, yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's exciting. Yeah, we're gonna do more work in Miami. Then we're gonna do some work in Mexico,
Yeah.
and then wherever else.
I'm ready.
Possibly one in California also.
I really want to move to Miami still.
Yeah, you need to, okay, so all my realtors need to hire Raf, okay? Because he has the best content down there.
Yep.
Okay, sorry, I'm stealing Raf.
No, we're gonna do a
stay here,
tour.
man.
Take him.
He likes the cold.
Yeah, I don't
No.
mind. I don't mind. I mean, I don't love the cold, but
Right.
like for me, like, you know, I mean, like I'm in like I guess now my late 20s, and
I just
Man,
gotta
you're
go be
getting up
down there
there.
with all my Venezuelans in Miami.
yeah, I am. I turned 29 this year.
That's the misconception that everyone has, that they have to make it in their 20s.
Oh yeah, you know what?
Oh
Though?
my God,
I'm not
it's
married
like-
to that like numbers.
Don't be.
I'm happy with where I'm at in life.
Yeah.
Because like I read stories about like all these successful entrepreneurs all the time. So I'm like, the KFC dude didn't start his thing till he was like 55.
Yeah, the guy that created like the little clear opening on the envelope.
Wait, what clear thing on the?
Oh.
You know,
The
like
seat-
where you can see the address
address?
on the envelope.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
He did that, I think, in his like 50s.
Yeah, some of the greatest things just
Right?
come.
Took a while.
Whenever.
That's crazy to think,
Crazy.
though.
Yo,
Wait, what?
He's
said-
like, damn, that took a while.
That's crazy to think. Just that one concept.
that's an invention. Yeah,
He'll still
like,
be
yeah.
writing on the outside of the
he
envelope.
changed the mailing
without
industry for the rest of the life.
He put out
Right.
he put out pens out of business because now they're not being used as much. You know.
Sorry.
Well, there's always a shift change in the marketplace when things happen
Someone
like that.
adapting.
No, I mean, look, I'm I'm in my late 20s, and I think real estate is something that's I'm looking into a lot more as like I'm growing up.
Yeah.
And it's what's kind of like what I think of and I debate all the time is like, do I go residential first or do I go commercial first?
No,
because
go
I have
commercial
because I have
first.
the business and then I have so I like basically like I have double rent, right? Like I live
Right.
somewhere and then I have a studio, so it's like I'm just thinking like and
No, the best thing for you would be like a small mixed use commercial residential property, because you can like live there, you can work there, and if there's additional space, you can rent out that space to someone else, and that's paying for everything else.
yeah.
You know,
In theory, that's perfect.
right? But those are the kinds
Finding
of deals that will find you. Those are the kinds of deals that you need. They exist.
No, of course
Not
they
in
do.
Miami.
Yeah. No,
I'm really
not,
sorry.
I'm
No,
not.
I'm just-
Yeah. See, Raph, you can't do that in Miami, bro.
No, you can, but the
I'm gonna be
budget
on
changes.
They got
Yeah.
yachts in Miami.
You're gonna do like a headshot session on a yacht.
Why not?
Sorry, it's a little wobbly, but
We're
we'll
gonna
get
have a
this.
studio that's only in a yacht. So every time you come to our studio, we're moving.
Mobile studio.
You can go
Yeah.
all the way up and down from Miami to Boca Raton to fucking Key Biscayne, anywhere, bro. You can
Actually, you'll be able to do that soon
That'd
in
be
our new
sick. Have you ever
development
seen
in
that-
Fort Lauderdale, Pier
That'd be sick.
66.
A moving studio yacht. We do music videos. We do everything. All over
to be
Miami.
honest though, it's like I don't even know if you really like because my head when it goes to studio, I think of like a backdrop, but like Miami is just so
Miami
beautiful as
is
a
a
whole.
backdrop.
Yeah, Miami is the
Yeah,
backdrop.
everywhere.
Miami's very
You don't need.
beautiful.
I mean, unless it's
Yeah.
like bad weather, of course, right? And then it's
Yeah.
like
It's no.
it rains down there every 5 minutes.
It's always sunny in Sunny Isles, so you could go there.
That's ironic.
Yeah.
Sunny Isles.
So you're suggesting commercial first, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I would get commercial first. You
And
know,
what's your reasoning behind that?
because
What if
even
it's just
if you
like
don't live there and it's not mixed use,
Right.
You have multiple streams of revenue that's paying and some.
How do you feel about the exit plan with commercials? Because that's like something like people talk to me all the time about. They're like, okay, like, obviously it's a longer lease. Obviously it's like, or not a lease, but let's say you do own, right? It's like, depending, obviously, this comes down to like individual business plans, but with buying something, people buy for all different purchases, right? You just be flipping a commercial property, which
Right.
is not what I'm looking to do. I'd probably set up like a permanent like home base in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And then expand outwards, with like, if you want to go to Miami, like we set up another like, 2.0 headquarters over there.
Right.
Like, and
Something that like I've thought about how to get down there is like to invest what we have, like what all the work that we have here is to build the money to actually buy something in Miami as
Right.
an Airbnb. I don't
Okay.
know how that kind of market is down there.
Yeah, people
So that
love
way,
Airbnb.
When we go down there, like we have somewhere to stay, and then when we're not there, we can like Airbnb it.
People make a ton of money on Airbnb. I'll tell you that the different cities are getting a little restrictive on the properties
I
that
heard.
are being able to be used for
They're being a pain
Airbnb.
in the
You need to get
ass.
like permits and stuff now for some of that stuff
But
too.
honestly, it's because like, you know, that's our city.
Yeah.
You know, so we don't like look what's going on right now in South Beach for spring break.
Oh, yeah.
It's a mess. You can't even move. You can't even
Yeah.
go anywhere and enjoy. There were multiple shootings this week. You know, like that's not Miami.
Well, outside of the shootings, because that's tragic. The whole like, it's at the end of the day, it's Miami. People come
Right.
just like New York City. Like people come all over the world
Right.
to come see this.
Sure.
And like see where like some of the movies were shot and
Mm-hmm.
like some of like just these famous restaurants and these clubs and
Right.
so it's just like I think when you live somewhere like that, like it comes with the territory. Like it's part of what you're signing up for.
It definitely does. But also like there's a much larger community of people who like Miami is their home. You know, because you think of Miami, you think of like South Beach, Brickell, downtown. But like Miami is much bigger.
True.
You know, like
that's
we're-
just like that one corner.
That's just like that small area. I mean, I don't say small, but like, you know, for example, like where I live just south of Miami, I live, you know, by Coral Gables, Pinecrest area. Like that's home, you know? And then like if I want to pop into the city for dinner with my family, I don't want to have to worry about getting shot. So like
Yeah.
if everyone could chill this week, that'd be great, you know? So I think a lot of people come too for refuge. There's a ton of people that are coming, you know, from all over different South
From the
American
islands and stuff,
countries
yeah.
and the islands, and like they just want to make it home. They don't want it to just be a vacation anymore.
True.
You know, so I think we're getting a lot more of that. I mean, we still have amazing revenue that comes in from tourism, obviously, and Mayor Suarez has done like an incredible job at, you know, making the city what it is now in comparison to what it was then. But I think that like it's home for most people as opposed to a vacation spot now, which is kind of cool for Miami.
Yeah. I guess like I didn't even put two and two together, but it is spring break, which is what brings you up
Spring
here
break.
too.
Yeah.
Right? Get away from all that.
My spring break's the opposite now. I want to come up here for a little cold and get to see the family.
So your family's still here. It's just you guys that really, and plus whatever friends and acquaintances you've made now.
Yeah. I mean, Sal and I are both only children, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So our friends like that are close to us are our family, which is kind of cool. So we've developed like really close family relationships. Like our partner Grant, he's like our brother, you know, and his daughter
How did
Mia,
you
same
and Sal
thing.
meet?
How did Sal and I meet?
Yeah.
I brought my car to go get work done at the shop
Oh,
in
he was a
Hillsdale.
mechanic.
Yeah. Well, he owned the shop, and they used to like modify European cars like BMWs and all different types of cars, mostly BMWs at that time.
Is that what you had back then, the BMW?
No, I had a Honda Accord Coupe. It was sweet though. It was brand new.
Nice.
And
Did you and Sal ever race? And who won?
I can't tell. No, Sal is a very skilled driver. I will tell you, he taught me like a lot on how to drive because I used to drive like a crazy person in my Honda. And then when I finally got my first BMW, at the time I was technically it was his 135, and it was like fully modded.
Yeah.
Like full bolt-ons, and the car was a rocket ship and probably super super dangerous for me to be driving at the time because I was really young.
Yeah.
But he built some really really cool cars, and I was just like lucky to be a part of all of it. And we used to just like, that was like us, we would go down for Impact in Maryland, and we had a huge following. And now that you think about it, we had a way bigger following then than even ever existed. I mean,
Speaking of cars.
you see, they called to us. No, but we had like hundreds of cars that would show up to like Impact, and that was like our crew.
Wow.
What was the horsepower of that engine?
That one I couldn't tell you, but I mean, we used to supercharge the E90 body style M3s.
Nice.
And like the kits were insane, and we used to work with a couple different companies. I know it was ESS tuning, but mostly Gintani too, out of LA, who's still a really good friend of ours, Alex, who's just killing it. And actually he would probably come on because they have a sick following, and they do amazing kits for like Lamborghinis and stuff like that.
Alex, this is your open invite to get on the show.
Yeah, Alex. Okay. So they're out in LA.
Bring the Lambo.
Yeah,
We're gonna do it in the car.
Oh yes.
We're gonna run the show.
Oh, he would
inside
love
of the
that.
car.
He would think
I
that's
think
what
that'd
he
be
would
cool.
love that.
I don't know if that exists out there.
He does it. Like
does it?
they're on YouTube and stuff. You could check them out and everything.
Like interviews in the car.
Yeah, maybe not interviews, but like he's always driving
They
back
have something like that.
somewhere.
I
That's so
don't-
funny.
It's like morning coffee. I think it's a comedian He has a morning coffee podcast kind of drive
Okay.
with like a special guest.
Oh, riding in cars with coffee with the guy from Seinfeld.
Yes, that guy, that show.
Yeah.
The
They
guy
have
from
a show.
Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which guy?
What's his name?
I don't know.
Jerry?
I'm really
Jerry.
bad with
Jerry?
names.
The main
Jerry.
guy.
Yeah, but what's his
Yeah.
last name? Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, I think it's
Right?
we're talking about the main actor, right?
Listen, I'm that period correct, okay? Everybody always just assumes that I'm
So his
of the
form
time
like,
frame that watched Seinfeld. Sal watched Seinfeld. I didn't watch Seinfeld.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it like on TV when it's like the reruns.
He's
That's-
gonna really kill me for even just messing that one up. He's gonna be like, "Oh,
How did you not
How did I
know?
marry you?"
It's like we watch this every night.
I know.
You weren't
so
paying
bad.
attention.
But yeah, that's how we met. Through
I grew up
Auto
watching Full
Couture.
House, you know.
Yes,
I was just in San Francisco. I saw the Full House, like
the Full House. We saw
Yeah.
that too, like
Yeah.
years ago.
saw the Full House,
The full one.
the whole thing.
I know. San Francisco kind of went.
Yo, San Francisco's
Down.
kind of. It was my first time out there, and the cars when they park them on the hills,
Mm-hmm.
they put the steering wheel or the wheels, I should say, like on
In, yeah. Mm-hmm.
in or outwards, whatever, so that it just doesn't roll. I was just like, I've never seen some stuff like that. That was cool.
Yeah, you have to.
Science.
You'd be rolling cars everywhere, like right into the bay.
Some of those hills are very steep. Like that's like an
Yeah.
80, it's like an 80-degree like just incline that's happening there. It's crazy, crazy.
There's like an 80% decline of what's happening there in the real estate market right now.
So the real estate
unfortunately.
market isn't good over there.
I mean, it's just different over there. I think that there's like a lot of people defaulting. I know in particular one of the big developers that we send deals to all the time. He's heavily invested in the San Francisco market, and he sees the future there and the vision there. So maybe there's something, you never know.
Wow.
But,
Okay. Cool.
yeah,
So you're here for how long up here? Like just for the week or
10 days.
10 days?
Yeah, I'm counting down the days till I can feel like sun on my skin.
Yeah. You
It's
came
really
back-
cold.
Yeah. It's very cold, especially yesterday and today. And you went into the city yesterday
I
too,
know.
right?
We left Nobu and I was like in my jacket with my sweater and my.
Today wasn't that bad.
was
It
cold.
was cold at
a little.
first, and then for like 3-4 hours, it was good. We were in the city all day, me and Matt,
Yeah.
Eesh.
but it got better. It was really cold though in the beginning.
It's always
I
like
love
that.
New York, but it's different now. It's
Yeah.
totally different now. I mean, I feel like I go there. You can't even drive. You can't drive a slam
I
car
hate
there.
driving there.
You cannot drive a slam car there.
It's an aggressive drive. New York driving is totally different driving than like anywhere else. Like
totally different than
it's
Miami.
assertive driving. That's what
Yeah.
it is. It's like there's any second of opportunity for somebody to cut you, they're cutting you, and
Right,
vice
but they
versa.
expect that and they anticipate
Yeah.
that. Like in Miami, you'd just be like driving along or whatever, and like, sure.
Yeah.
Like there's no thought. Nobody puts any thought into it. Like it's just you gotta have eyes everywhere in Miami because the driving is.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Is that Miami
Yeah.
driving is very just like it's like radical. It's like just
Yeah, you're not expecting it, so you just have to look all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They drive fast. in
Expect the
Miami.
unexpected. over
Yes,
there.
yes, we do.
Very fast. Yeah, you guys have good highways.
Yeah.
Do you-
Yeah, but there's
way
no
better.
elevation changes. There's no like
Yeah.
nice
Oh
turns.
yeah. It's just
Just
straight.
straight.
you don't get the
Yeah, straightaways everywhere.
the
0 to
geography
60
of up
goals.
here, like the terrain. 'Cause
Yeah,
you here it's like
I know.
you go west, it's like a whole different world almost. But you're still in New Jersey,
I know.
and then like
I know.
Miami's just like
But there's nothing like driving into Miami at like 3 or out of Miami at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and there's like no one on the highway,
yeah.
and like where 95 meets Dixie, and you just like you see the city, and you can just hit it. It's like so
Just
nice.
rep it 140. You know.
Just out. You just be out in my mom GLS. No,
Sport mode.
sport mode.
do you consider yourself now like full Miami, or would you say you're still like, like more New Jersey, still like, you know what I mean? Like, when you move and it's just like,
Yeah.
it's like, do you feel like a resident of that state or that city? Just
definitely.
You do now?
Yeah,
For
like
sure?
I get so excited. Like, okay, I'm sorry though. Like even in July, I can touch down in New Jersey and I land in Newark, and you're coming down, you're landing in Newark, and it's gray.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on, like when you land in Miami, it's like sun, palm trees. Like I get so excited when I
the
see
water.
just like my city,
This is
know.
the
like,
concrete jungle.
yeah.
Concrete's gray.
No, Raph, you've been to where we live, like down by Pinecrest. It literally is the jungle.
Oh,
So,
I love it down there.
It's
so,
nice though. It's really nice.
So peaceful.
Yeah.
Do people pick up on your accent
Oh,
over
yeah.
there all
I
the
like
time?
I like Coral
Oh,
Gables.
yeah.
Coral
Yeah.
Gables is nice.
They definitely pick up on my accent, and they're like, "Ugh, another New Yorker.
How do you
I'm
say-
like, first, I'm not even from New York.
How do you say H2O?
H2O,
Yeah, like what's the other word for that?
water,
There it
There
is.
you go.
There it is.
There you
Say
go.
that. Say that one more time.
water.
Even her saying H2O, you can hear it at the end.
Well, it's funny because like I don't notice it anymore, and then like living in Miami, other people realize it. And then I was getting my nails done up here at my spa in Ramsey, and like 3 ladies were like, "Oh yeah, sure," and I'm like, "Oh, my people," But yeah, so listen. When I come here, it feels like home because I have family and friends, and like we lived here. I had a home here. This is like where we started.
It's like you're
us.
home away from home.
Yeah, but I don't ever want to live here again, and I don't want to pay state income tax ever again. Also, so
That's.
it's a big plus.
Yeah.
But you pay a lot more for the cost of living, and you pay a lot more for just like housing in general.
Yeah, but at least you get the choice of like choosing how you want to spend that
Yeah,
more.
exactly.
And you get to like modify your life
Yeah,
around it.
it's our money. We work hard for it. If we want to spend it on a home, we can. If we want to spend it on cars, we can. But you probably are gonna have to spend it on the home. Just a heads up. But we love it. It feels like home for us. My husband, like, he cannot tolerate the cold anymore. He's like outside, like on calls all day long, like walking in the sun. He comes here and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get sick." Like this is awful. There's no sun.
Honey, get the North Face.
Yeah, he was laying in the sunroom yesterday, and like through the window, the sun was shining, and my father-in-law was like, "Are you trying to get sun right now?" He's like, "It's March," and he's like, "Yes, I just want 5 minutes of sun on my face from the inside, even if I have to." So, yes, we've adopted
3 layers. He's under 3 layers of glass. Like, yeah, I feel the sun now.
Yeah, but I mean, Miami is home, and it feels like home. And now we have friends there that became like family, and like we Bart and Joanna, you know them. You met them at the christenings, the multiple christenings, and they live there, and their kids are our god kids too, and they're like our children, So they're alone there too, and we're alone, so you just become like family, which is nice. So it's good.
I could see myself owning something or renting from Miami.
Yeah.
I think in theory, like having a couple places across the country would be cool,
I would like that too.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I too would like that. Yeah.
like I think like somewhere like in like Texas or like Arizona, right?
Yeah,
So it's like
Texas
you have
is
like
good
that
real
middle
estate.
of the country. Maybe something out west. I haven't really explored California too much other than this trip that I just did, but that was
California's
work.
awesome. It's just like as an investment, if you get the right deal, for sure.
Yeah.
If you're going to come and go and rent or whatever. But like as a resident, I wouldn't want to ever live there. Like,
Well, I just think like as a takeover, right? Like I look long picture of like
Mm-hmm.
this, and I'm like, okay, like let's say, I mean, we're kind of nationwide, but like let's say we had like set studios and offices where it's like here's base 1, base 2,
yeah,
base
of course
3.
you're going to need that eventually.
Then it's like you're like a digital nomad. Like it's like I don't know, I'm gonna spend 3 months in California because that's where business is right now, and then it's like I'm gonna go down to Miami because I have to be there for 2 months, and then I'll
Right.
come back to New Jersey, New York because business calls. So it's
Yeah.
just like that's why like it's hard for me to wrap my head around like. Commercial or residential first, because it's like with
I
the
know.
rent, like lease is up, you leave, that's it, you're done.
I know.
So it's just like
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, whether you end up going the route of buying residential or commercial, and there's reasons that would kind of, based on what you want, would guide you in the right direction. Okay. But no matter what you buy, my question to you is, when you open your app with whatever bank you bank with, and
Wells Fargo and Chase.
okay, so when you open your Wells Fargo and Chase app and you go into your bank account and you look at the screen and you see the numbers,
Yeah,
they're not really there.
that's true. Yeah, money's not even real.
The money's not real. Your money's not there. They're playing around with your money and they're making money on your money. So instead of just looking at your pretend numbers on the screen, wouldn't you rather know, like, okay, I own that asset.
Yeah.
And no matter what market I'm in, if I have to sell it, I'm going to be able to get real money out of it.
Agreed. No, for sure.
Yeah.
Keep money in stocks, keep money in real estate. I don't own that part just yet, but
Yeah. Keep it in real estate. I mean, even stocks, things move around, they mysteriously disappear. So I think your best bet is an asset where you get like, I can touch and feel this building. I own this. My tenant's paying me rent. Like I'm making money on my money and I know it's there.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I think it's the best move.
I agree.
So what's your
Real
favorite
asset.
plate down there in Miami?
My favorite plate.
Up here is what, the bacon, egg, and cheese? or chopped cheese.
So good. No, up here is probably, I mean, aside from
the
like
pizza.
Nona's pizza from downstairs is the best. But I think my favorite plate up here is probably Emilio's Bellato in the city. Our friend Mario, like their restaurant is just the best Italian food outside of the home that you could possibly have. And then down in Miami, it's probably Makoto at Bal Harbor. But I have a lot to learn because like my two really good friends, like I was telling you, they own Miami Eats Official, which is like it blew up. They have just like the best social media and content for, you know, different restaurants down in Miami. And it went from hobby to, okay, now these restaurants are asking us to come to like, yeah, we're going to get paid to eat here if you want our opinion.
Sounds like heaven.
That's the life.
It's the life. And they're just like two beautiful young girls that get like paid to review restaurants and just like live that Miami lifestyle, and I'm happy for them. So they know all the best restaurants to go to down there, and they have the inn.
The power of the internet.
When did
Yeah.
we get those flowers?
I brought them. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I was like, wow. Okay. Guess we got some flowers from Florida.
Yeah, I brought them from Miami. That's why they came here and they were wilting.
We did a shoot, or Andy did a shoot actually, and it was a maternity shoot, and she did some stuff with the
I
flowers.
like them.
As a problem, yeah, they're real flowers. Have you met our plant? That's
I
Kenny.
have now. Hey,
That's-
Kenny.
That's Kenny.
What's up, Kenny?
Yeah.
Kenny's the real OG.
No one's killed Kenny yet.
Nope.
No, but someone
He's
stole
immortal.
We used to have another plant. His
someone
name was
stole
Lenny.
Lenny and Kenny. Oh,
Lenny-
did
but
R.I.P. to Lenny?
Lenny got stolen.
Lenny got stolen. He
Who
got
steal something
got
from the studio?
Old lady.
Lenny got plant napped.
An old lady?
Probably old.
So what?
So
what
Lenny was real. So Lenny was not Benny's real too.
are you calling Kenny fake?
No, Kenny.
Kenny.
Kenny's-
First of all, get his name right. Kenny.
The next one's
Benny,
gonna be
Kenny,
Benny.
Lenny?
The next one's gonna be Benny.
Yeah.
Benny.
Our
It's
first
gonna be a
plant.
tough plant.
Our first plant was Lenny. He was a real plant,
Mm.
OG.
and we put him outside so he can get some sunlight.
Oh,
You know, because New Jersey sun be, so we needed
the gray son.
So he needed sun.
Grace.
The great-
And it was like
You killed
He was just
him.
no.
No.
How far are we from
he got
Newark?
robbed.
Come
About
on.
20 minutes.
You see?
No.
He didn't make it.
So we put him out right there.
Okay.
Well, I didn't even do that. They did that. They were
I
like,
did that. I did that.
oh, so it's your fault.
It's
You got to get him back. So what happens is the plant.
needed-
No,
he
you had good
needed-
intentions. You had good intentions.
he
you had,
needed
you had
sun.
good. You had good intentions. The plant
He was
goes.
turning a little brown.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Yikes.
Like one of the little things was drooping. So whatever. The plant goes outside.
He goes outside.
He walks outside. He chills out there in
He
the,
was
in the
just
gray
chilling on
sun
the
of
block.
Newark. And come on,
we're
guys.
building big
You could have
personalities
asked
for these
me.
plants.
Yeah, like the mom
we
in me
left-
would have told you like sugar water. You could have left his
What does
ass
sugar water
inside.
do?
He would have been just fine without his Newark air, and you would have been good to go.
Sugar
Little
water.
sugar water. and
Like
it was
literally
just-
sugar and
Literally,
water?
like mix sugar and water.
Lenny's
and-
diabetic, so he can't take sugar.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you should have used the Targamet app, and you guys would have been able to see that.
Target.
Okay.
So Lenny
seen
goes
it.
out there,
Okay.
and you know, it was like just whatever, 12 o'clock. Whole day goes by. We're in here, and we're in here. That's the
Like,
craziest
we're in
part.
here, yeah.
We're in here
You
working,
left him
Yeah,
to
we
die
completely
from right
forgot.
here.
Yep, that's why I don't have kids yet.
and
Oh Lord.
and like it was the end of the day, kind of like right now. It's like, you know, I don't know, like 8 o'clock or something, right? And we go outside, and like we're like, yo, where's the plant?
Where's Lenny?
Yeah, where's Lenny?
Completely
Everyone forgot about Lenny.
completely forgot about it.
And especially this guy. You took him out. You should have remembered to bring him back in.
Completely forgot about it.
So
Are
then,
any of you guys near engagement yet? Like
No.
with
No.
women? Okay.
Andy's
Oh.
married. Andy's
Oh,
married.
Andy's married.
Well,
yeah,
the Andy, he's quiet over
He's-
there.
he's on point.
Andy wasn't
He
married at
didn't
the time.
Oh. Don't let your wife know. Don't tell her.
So
I killed the
so we look at. So I was like, all right, let me review the security footage. So I
Okay.
look at the security cameras.
Someone kleptoed Lenny.
Yeah.
An old lady
No lady.
walked by. I have the footage on my phone. I'll show you. And this lady's just walking by, right?
Did you call Wallington
From the
PD?
right? No.
No, I mean, I don't know if you can even do that. Can you call for a stolen plant? Like,
Yeah. Oh, but they'll be like, oh, what kind of plant?
I don't know.
Was this like
Well,
allowable times for planthood, if you know what I mean? Because then they might have questioned you, and then they're like, oh, we're going to raid your studio now.
This lady just grabbed the plant and
On
just walk
camera?
and just. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a
Oh
security
my
camera.
God.
Like,
Please
thing
tell
is,
me you
like-
guys made a reel.
No,
yo, we actually should though. That's a
Do
great
some
idea.
content. Poor
That's
Lenny.
good.
Like
you know
a-
what? Shame on me. That's
I
the brain, the
know.
content brain that I need there.
The thing is, like
Imagine
you know,
he's
like
still out there.
when you're
no, he definitely is. He's
he definitely is.
I
He's
look
gotta
at
be out there.
He's
Probably
big
getting
now,
better
probably.
taken care of though. To be honest,
Kenny or Lenny's probably Lenny Senior with Lenny Juniors now.
Oh man.
I look at it this way. I'm like, okay, that lady probably needed that plant and wanted the plant. And no, because nobody just picks up a random plant
Right.
unless you actually plan on taking
But
care
the thing
of it.
is, like when you look at the footage, like you're walking and
Yeah.
like you think about taking something, you look at it once, twice,
Look
and,
around.
like, you look around. You
She just
take
went
it.
up and took
Yeah,
it.
She just went for it. Like she just
Yeah.
she knew
She
it was
grabbed that
there.
plant,
It was
that was
meant for
it.
her. She was
Yikes.
That
So-
plant is probably sitting in that woman's like living
Courtyard.
room or like by like whatever, and she's taking good care
her
of it.
big window.
And he moved on to bigger and better things because God
poor
knows what would have
Lenny.
happened if we kept him in here.
I mean,
was
obviously
dying.
you
I
left
mean-
him to die outside. He got
Raph.
kidnapped.
he was
Raph
proud. I was
let him-
saving him
Raph,
from. I was
he
saving
got
him.
kidnapped.
Studio lights don't work like sun.
I put it to the daylight setting. It's not the
So to like to
It made
touch
it
on
warmer.
what Raph said about how like people like look around, okay, and they're like, should I take this? Like,
Oh, yeah.
is someone gonna see me? Am I on a ring camera somewhere?
That's a kleptomaniac right there.
right.
she wasn't worried.
So Sal for his because he's in the finance space also, and they do they do creative funding for businesses, and he made these cards, and when you fold it closed, it looks like $100 bill. Who's not gonna pick that up off the ground?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
creative.
I see
Okay.
those, yeah.
So actually, I'd love for you guys to come with us to like one of the trade shows and just like do the secret recording of people. You have to see
A
how
reaction cam.
freaking
Reaction, yeah.
funny it is. Okay, people are like, and they pick it up and
Yo.
they're like, they open it and it says it has like the QR code and it's like you need same day money for your business, like scan here.
That's clever.
But everybody picks it up and
That's
like
so clever.
one guy got like super pissed and he was like following, he didn't know that we dropped it, but we were dropping them all over at the one boat show in Miami. Hundreds of people were picking them up and it was so hilarious, you know? But you never know, one of those people, 10 of those people might need money for their business same day.
For sure.
Okay, so we're like kind of dropping them here. My kids even got into it. They're dropping it. They're like, throw the money, you know, and we're dropping it. And the guy was like, someone dropped their fake money. Someone dropped their bullshit money. He was like following us to the elevator. And then these two
damn.
guys, they were like, money? They like turned around and they like took it from the guy. They really thought it was $100 bill. I was like,
Jesus.
bro, if you need $100, like, I got you. But it was so, the reactions were hilarious. Like, you guys should definitely come down and film that.
I'm down. It's funny how somebody will pick up $100
Yeah.
or think they're picking up $100
Shove it as far as possible into their purse.
be mad that it's not $100.
I was so mad. Like, you stole that.
It was it was never yours to begin with. What is wrong with you?
Like, you looked around, you made sure nobody was watching you, and you like intentionally took the money
Surprised you
out
got
of
you
their
on
ground.
4K.
That
right?
that might be one of the most genius ideas I've ever heard for like marketing and like business. cards and
He's
everything.
great with that. Like
That's
that's
great.
his thing, and it's just been hilarious. And we have like a whole stack of them, and we drop them at like all these big trade shows and stuff. And people, like most people, they laugh hysterically about it.
Right. It's
You
a
know.
joke.
But that same day, we got a bunch of people that inquired about money for their business. So
That's awesome.
It worked.
That's-
It's really funny.
No,
Did
that's
its job.
great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyways, to wrap up, yeah. So then we
Yeah.
bought this plant because we were like, you know.
Kenny,
Kenny, yeah,
All right.
mm-hmm.
Lenny, Kenny, and then soon Benny.
yeah.
We're looking
Thi-
for
this
Benny.
this one's
This
Nah, it's
this
not
can't be Benny.
That's like Lucy.
That's my son's name. I don't know how long these flowers are gonna live for.
Is Benny really your son's
Yes.
name?
How long are these gonna live for?
Is
like
Benny
another
the full
2 days?
name?
Benedetto.
Benedetto.
Yeah,
Benedetto.
we got
That's
Benedetto,
Italian.
That's Italian
Julia.
as fuck.
Yes, Benedetto, Julia, and Domenico.
Julia.
Julia with the G.
That's also very Italian.
Domenico, yeah.
What other names were thrown in that mix?
Which
before
names did
coming?
you choose?
So Julia was chosen by Sal. He like always loved that name.
That's like a normal name
Yeah,
though. It's like
and he's
not
like
too-
he's like a girl dad. Like that's his girl, you know. Domenico we kind of chose together, and Benedetto kind of we chose together too. But
It's a hard task to like.
it's
name
not
your
easy to
child.
pick names and then like coordinate them with their middle names. It's tough too. Like Domenico Vincenzo Benanti.
You got 9 months to think
Whoa.
about it.
Yeah, Giulia's easy. Giulia Mia Benanti,
Mm.
and then Benedetto Lorenzo Benanti.
Lorenzo's also pretty Italian.
Lorenzo's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah,
You
It's a
guys
cool
are-
name.
He's a boss.
Raphael's Italian.
Raphael's Italian, but I'm with an
Raffaele.
F, not a PH.
Yeah, Rafael.
I think it's cooler with the F.
I'm a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah. Dom said that. He was like, "Oh, like the Ninja Turtle." I was like, "Sure." You know, when you
like you're
first
just a-
came to the house, instant Ninja Turtle. That's so funny.
People are like, Raphael? I'm like, yes, not the painter. The fighting.
The turtle.
The turtle.
The turtle.
The fighting turtle. On PlayStation 1.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Oh my
But yeah.
I like this. This was exciting, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
on.
thank you for coming on.
Thank you
No.
for coming.
Thank you for your time.
For sure.
Thank you for flying here from Miami for us.
That's it.
Yeah.
I came here for you guys.
Just for us.
Yeah, we'll drop you
Not-
off at the airport. Don't worry.
yeah, G-Wagon,
In the
please.
G-Wagon.
Please wear a suit and make sure it's armored.
We'll bring Manny.
I drink aquapana, so
Aquapana. Sparkling.
Yes.
None of that Fiji, bro.
We'll have the tres leches in the back too.
yes,
Don't
please,
worry.
please, some dolly play.
Oh boy. All right. Yeah, but seriously, thank you for coming on. Where can they follow you? Where can they do business with you? Look into that camera. That's your angle. Plug yourself in.
Yes. So you can find me on my LinkedIn. You can find me on my One Commercial site, my Instagram, Kelsi Benanti. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me, and let's do business.
Wait, it's your first time here, right?
This is my
Who's
first
first
time
time?
here.
So we got to get a Polaroid or
a what?
Yeah, we're doing that after.
nice.
A what now?
Bye, guys.
A Polaroid.
Come on.
Mayo.